the cuff, yeah. Off the cuff, yeah. It's off the cuff, 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 yeah. It's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, yeah.
This is God ordained. Get in position, cause we on a mission, fulfilling this vision, releasing contention, in this God we praise. The one who keeps us from falling, receiving this faultless. Ooh, that man is awesome. You see, it's every day we celebrate. Right now it's time for us to elevate. So get your hands up, cause Hosanna's great. And see, they call it off the cuff because we tailor-made.
Off the cuff, yeah. Off the cuff, yeah.
What's up? Welcome to Off the Cuff, also known as OTC University. Let me welcome those of you. What you about to say?
I wasn't going to say nothing, man.
Lord. This is live on American radio.
I ain't saying nothing.
All right.
I'm just listening right
Those of you listening to the show for the first time, I'm Bobby. I got the crew in the house with me tonight. Go ahead and say what's up to him, Eric.
What's up, y'all?
I was going to switch it up and say Lil Chad.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lil Chad.
Watch out now.
Stop, man. Stop. You screaming. Tonight we have a hot topic for you. Am I your number one? Am I your number one? I tell you what, before we get into the hot and heavy topic, let's do this. Let's talk about some new stuff that's going on in the current events there, Chad.
Yeah, we got to talk about the election.
I'm still on the election tip, man.
Got to talk about the election.
I'm still feeling good about it.
And Barack Obama. Got to talk about Barack Obama. Big ups to Barack Obama.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You know, he represented. We got him back in, thankfully.
Yes.
Because it was got to get real crazy out here. It was about to get real crazy.
My mother-in-law called me on the phone at about 9:30. And the numbers was off. You know, Romney was winning.
Yeah.
She was crying on the phone. I'm like, you know, she from North Carolina. She's still mad that he didn't win North Carolina.
Right.
You know, she crying on the phone talking about we not gonna win. Because I think he had it was like 69-13 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know,
it wasn't looking nice.
Yeah, black
that
folks
first 2 hours was a little shaky.
Yeah, black folks was a little nervous there.
I had a lot of people talking about I just had to turn it off. It was
I was one of them.
It was stressing me out.
You turned it off?
I turned it off about that first half hour. I couldn't watch it anymore.
I flipped back. It was 72-74. And I said, dog, we still ain't winning. So I flipped the channel again.
Yeah.
Then around 10 o'clock, I knew that California closed at 10. So I said, I called my mother-in-law and I said, hold on to 10:30. I'll call you back. Boy, 10:30 came. California locked it down.
Yeah.
The 55 electoral votes came through. I said, oh, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
I was doing a dance in my living room, I'm telling you. So it's all good for me.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of people down south. Black folks was probably taking extinguishers outside. They probably had crosses burning out that joint.
Yeah, man.
Like, you done let this brother back in again.
Oh, folk was mad, man. Yeah. And it wasn't just certain people in certain positions angry.
Yes.
I'm talking about your normal everyday folk, people on my job that was mad.
Upset.
They did not speak.
Yes.
They still not speaking.
Still not speaking.
Still ain't gonna speak.
They still upset. They won't even speak on the election. Nobody has anything to say about the election.
Nothing.
That voted for Romney anyway.
Right.
Nothing to say.
It was an incident that happened in Northern Virginia.
That bus thing.
Yeah.
Some cat got on the bus, a white dude got on the bus, and the bus driver and some other people were talking about Obama, pumping Obama up and everything. And it was the day after the election.
Wow.
Results came in, and he called bus driver a nigger.
Really?
That's what he said. So the bus driver, instead of busting him in his behind right there, and kudos to the bus driver for doing that. I don't know that I would have had that type of restraint at that time.
Dog, I'm telling you.
But he just stopped the bus, called the police, and the police came and put the guy off the bus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that was smart.
But, it's all that type of craziness going on. I had a friend of mine in North Carolina that actually said, hey, her 9-year-old nephew that goes to a private school was the victim of, some ridicule and racial statements and things of that nature, just because the kids, other 9-year-olds, acting out based on what their parents instilled into them. Because 9-year-olds don't know anything about the election on that level. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're intelligent these days, but they don't know enough to develop an opinion to understand what's going on in America to devise an opinion.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, and then you got people like, of course, Donald Trump with his crazy self, talking about this is a total sham and a travesty.
Right.
And talking about we need to march on Washington and stop this travesty. All this type of stuff. The
travesty is that toupee he wears. That's the travesty.
That's the travesty. You still trying to play with that comb over. That's what it's called. It's a comb around.
Yeah. Accept that bald spot and let it go.
That's the travesty.
And then you got the dude Ted Nugent, who's a rocker, and of course he's a Romney supporter. Talking about he said pimps, whores, and welfare brats and their soulless supporters have a president to destroy America.
Wow.
Good luck, America. You just voted for economic and spiritual suicide.
Let me ask you something about that.
Anger, man.
Why don't people like that move?
Yeah, why are you here?
Just go.
Because since you had that 4 years already, you had time to plan a move and be prepared for such a time as this.
Go to Canada and get socialized medicine. Go on up there.
Or just kill yourself.
You're going up there where they can give you like one time.
I vote for you killing yourself. That's my vote.
You know what I mean? I just don't understand. Why don't you just move? Go to Mexico. You got money.
Take a bottle of Tylenol PM and call it a night.
Go to France. Go just move.
Yeah, instead of lashing out like that. You had another guy, he's a radio host, name is Brian Fisher, who compared the vote to an infamous attack on America. He said today was Pearl Harbor.
Infamous or infamous?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's the same thing, Bobby.
No, it's not.
It's spelled the same way.
Infamous and infamous are
I
different
don't
words.
think. I don't think infamous is a word.
I'm sorry, I went to Cleveland Public Schools, okay?
I apologize.
Where they rough at.
But his response was, today was Pearl Harbor. That's what he says.
Oh, wow.
Tomorrow we began planning for Normandy. This is what he wrote. These type of things. And then you had the lady on Saturday Night Live.
Wow.
Who talking about she was crying.
Really?
She on there, she said, I can't stop crying. America has died. Just senseless, just stuff coming out of your mouth. Now, I got to admit, if Romney would have got in, I would have been mad. I ain't lying to you.
You was going to cry too?
Mad. Yeah,
because you're pretty sensitive.
I would have been upset.
I wouldn't have cried. I'd have been upset.
I
wouldn't have lashed out I wouldn't have went to work not speaking to people and stuff like that.
Right.
It is what it is. If he'd have got in, I just would have buckled down and not spent any money ever. Just
for real. Every nickel.
Well, there would be a deportation line at every airport in America.
That's what would happen, because there would have been the haves and the have-nots.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Period.
We just would have been in trouble. But
and there'd have been a whole lot more pregnant girls walking around just having babies for fun.
Right.
So it would have been interesting. It would have been interesting. I would have been upset.
He would have legalized
polygamy. I had already
polygamy.
planned about when I came to work how I was going to have to get myself together.
Yeah.
Because realistically, the people that are saying things that are negative, they're on the fringe. They're on the fringe of America. They're not mainstream America.
Right.
We can tell that by the vote. Not mainstream America. So a lot of times we as black people, we can get caught up in the fringe and the comments of people on the fringe. When we as black folks, we shouldn't get caught up in that.
Right.
We should get caught up in the main drive and the main focus of our democracy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think, to me, Obama being reelected in the second term just proves that it wasn't a fluke.
Wasn't? Come on, man.
That it wasn't just, we're going to let this black folks get in.
Right.
Because if he hadn't got elected, it would have been looked at as a failure.
America healed now.
Right.
But no, now it's the real deal.
Right.
Because you get 2 terms, dog.
Yeah.
We got Obamacare is here to stay.
Yeah.
Now, all the white folks in America can be upset. All the black folks, y'all 10% that voted for him, for Romney, y'all too can be upset. But Obamacare is here to stay.
Right.
It's not changing. So that's just the reality now.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, man, Obama is a genius. His strategy for winning this election, what he did, the places that he pinpointed, where he went, grassroots places.
Where the electoral vote was. And where he did the most work.
Yeah.
Because nobody expected him to take Ohio.
No,
Right.
nah,
Not at
not
first.
at all.
It was
You
like,
know,
nah.
but they still benefited a lot from, you know, when the automobile industry in Detroit
One out of
was
8 jobs
revitalized.
in
You know,
Ohio,
it's a lot
too.
of factories
Yeah.
in Ohio.
Did it, man?
Yeah, exactly.
So
And I gotta, you know, Sandy, when Sandy came through, the hurricane I'm talking about.
Right.
I mean, that's
his response to that.
his response to Sandy really solidified him being presidential.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't
Commander-in-chief.
Yeah, it wasn't no George Bush kind of thing going on
With Katrina,
He was up
where
in there
everybody
like,
died.
look at here, you know, because Chris Christie was like, the governor of New Jersey was pulling his hair out. If you saw him,
yeah.
at 2:00 in the morning, and then he was talking about how he talked to the president personally, and the president guaranteed.
Right.
So when you got a man that says 12:00 midnight, call me whenever
Right.
you ready, holler at your boy. Then it's not about black or white. It's
Right.
about Americans.
About America.
Yeah.
That's right.
And if people can get, just because we as black people are proud of Barack Obama because he's black, doesn't mean that we don't understand that sometimes
If he wasn't doing the work, that's changes
the
the
bottom
vote.
line. Because if he
Period.
wasn't doing what he was supposed to do, we as black folks would be in his grill.
That's right. You're right.
Ask Al Sharpton about that.
Right.
If he wasn't doing what he's supposed to do,
Yeah.
Al Sharpton be standing on top of Political Nation right now,
Yep.
losing his mind.
You're
You
right.
see what I'm saying?
Him and Jesse.
So it's not about necessarily the color of his skin.
Right.
That is a part of it, yes. But the reality is the man is doing a good job.
Good job.
And as long as he's doing a good job, I'm good with him.
Yep.
And if people just look at the numbers, period, if they don't look at anything else, they look at the numbers and say, they can say, oh, well, we still got a whole lot of people that are out of work, but he stopped the landslide.
Yes. A
That's what they got to
tsunami.
look at. Right. And so, and with that being, all of the numbers are starting to go on the upswing.
Right.
They're not there where they need to
Right.
be,
Right.
but they're starting to improve. You got to stop the slide first.
Exactly.
And then you got to start the build. So they just look at
Yeah.
the numbers, because it was huge when Colin Powell came out, who is a noted Republican,
yes.
forever,
Yes, forever.
a
Republican.
Bushite,
Yep. Yep.
a Reaganite,
Yeah.
whatever you want to
Right,
call it.
yeah.
And he came out and said, I've seen,
Yeah.
since he's been in office,
Yes.
that the economy is starting to do better, that the housing market is
Yeah.
changing and all that. I mean, I don't know what these people that didn't vote for Obama were looking at. I just really don't. But I mean, you see this other guy on the other side, who's obviously telling lies, getting caught in lies,
Yeah.
who never, ever, ever, no matter how many times he was asked,
Yes.
or his vice president gave you a plan of action,
Right.
who changed part of his platform.
Right. Right.
Because Barack's numbers were skyrocketing,
Sure.
so he wanted to run
Gotta
what
switch it up.
Barack's
Yeah.
platform was, and then continue to lie further. I just don't understand what they were voting on.
Yeah.
And one thing they were trying to do, which was slick, was Obama said that they created 5 million jobs. Okay, well they come back and say, well, statistically we lost 4 million and plus jobs. Okay, but the bottom line, like you were saying, Chad, he still stopped the landslide
Yes.
of losing jobs, because that could have been more jobs lost, and it still was in the red. I mean, in the black, as far as jobs that were created,
Yes.
and they're starting to improve even more now. But if you look at certain numbers and certain people, they'll always try to pull the negative out of something. Well, he really didn't do this. Yeah, but look at what he really did.
Right.
And like you're saying, I mean, I don't understand anybody who actually voted for Romney. If you looked at the debate, then how can you vote for Romney? How in the world? From a mental standpoint, I mean, for real, I mean, he just looks straight up just stupid, stupid in the debates.
There was a video on YouTube that this young white reporter put on YouTube in Ohio, supporters of Romney in Ohio, and he was just going around just interviewing different individuals that were at this rally for Romney, and Romney was there speaking, and the people, whenever they were leaving, he was just going out talking to them, and one lady was like, oh, well, other countries are laughing at us, he took away our freedoms, and he was like, well, what freedoms did he actually take away from me? I don't know, but I know I can't do the same things that I used to, and it's drones flying over my head. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but drones fly miles and miles high in the sky. They're smaller than your car. So you gonna tell me that this old lady with cataracts can see some drones, and that's got something to do with Obama? Then they asked this other guy, well, he's just not doing what he needs to do for the country. Well, what is he not doing? And he just paused. He was like, I usually know that answer, but you caught me off guard. You got to see it. He talked to like at least 8 or 9 of them, and I was just like, these got to be the dumbest. I can't even say what I want to say.
Don't even say
These
it.
got to be the dumbest folks that I have ever seen in my life. All of them,
Right.
I'm a Christian, and he's gonna have this. That just go check it out. Go check it out. It's a good laugh.
Check it out.
Yeah,
It's sad at the same time, though.
Wow.
And I think honestly, people don't really know why they don't like Obama. If you really, I understand if we boil them down, they're gonna ultimately say because he's black.
Right.
But they're not gonna say that on television.
Right. I can't say it.
Because if they say that, they have to move out of some places where they live. So that's just kind of crazy. But the facts are the facts. I was unemployed when after Barack Obama was in office. I got out of the military and I was unemployed. And in some cases, people would have said, if you ask Mitt Romney, I'm unemployable. Or I would have given up trying to find a job. Because remember, Mitt Romney said people have just given up because it's the new normal now, right? Well, the reality is that it took effort for me to find a job.
Right.
It took staying up late to find a job. It took changing what I wanted to do to find a job.
Right.
It took me compromising on what I would do to find a job. You know how people say, "Well, I got a master's degree. That's below me." Well, I learned to go below.
Yeah.
To get what I got to
check.
get. Right, to get a check. So
that's right.
So some people have decided that I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? And that's your choice.
Yeah.
You choose. But the new reality is that the way things used to be are not that way anymore.
Right.
So just because you used to turning your TV on and seeing a white man telling you, I'm the president of the United States, that is not the new normal.
Right.
The new normal is what you see on television.
And you better adapt.
And keep playing if you want to. You're gonna see another brown skinned dude on TV pretty soon. I ain't gonna put his name out there, but he might be out there pretty soon talking about I'm running for president.
Yeah.
You see, so be careful what you keep on talking trash about.
That's right.
Because after a while, because the brown folks is coming up.
They coming.
Now, you know what I said now? Brown folks is coming up. Now, you can take that how you want to take it.
I tell you one thing, all these statistics did prove with this election, though, and I hope that somewhere along the line somebody starts to try and address it, but the racial divide in this country, I think, is beyond out of control. I think it's just as bad, if not worse, as it was prior to the civil rights movement.
I think it is.
It's just that right now they're just not going around with fire hoses and burning crosses and things of that nature in everybody's job. But the racial divide in this country is out of control.
Yeah. All right, let's hit it, man. Let's hit it.
Jump into it.
All right, am I your number one, right? So we're going to hit some questions up front.
Okay.
And then later on, we're going to hit them with the quiz.
Okay.
Right? We're going to do a
that
little
sounds
quiz
good.
at the end.
Get your pen and paper.
Yeah, get a little quiz in the end. Because really, we want to see how healthy your relationship is.
Right.
Is that if your relationship is good, is this really your number one?
Right.
We want to see if it's really it.
It's really it.
Because some folks perpetrating a fraud out
Watch
there.
out.
Yes, sir.
Watch out.
You know
Yes,
what
sir.
I mean? So
Yes,
let's
sir.
see what's up.
All right.
The first issue is friend that your significant other doesn't like, that your significant other doesn't like or know about. What's up with that? So why you got a friend that your significant other don't know, right? Or they don't like. Why they still your friend?
Why they still your friend?
Why they still your friend? If that's your number one,
Right.
and they don't like this person or they don't know about this person, why is it important that you protect that person?
Right.
Now, is this somebody of the opposite sex?
Either one.
So if it's your boy,
If it's your boy and your
she don't- and
your
your
boy
significant-
keep coming to the house.
oh, okay, and they come to the house. Okay,
And
that
he comes to the
changed
house.
up a little bit.
Oh,
Okay.
what about this? What about if your boy is a player, right?
It
Your
is.
boy is a player, and you
Yeah.
know your boy a player.
Come on.
And
Right.
you want, but you trying to be with your number one, right? And you know your number one feels like
You don't
it's
need
your
to hang
boy.
with that player because but you're supposed to
But
control
that's your
yourself.
boy.
But you don't want to put yourself in a position
Yes.
where
Yes.
you gotta
But
bother.
let me ask you this question though: if your boy
Talk
is
to
a
me.
player, if your boy is a player, and your best friend, your boy, is a player, and you down with your number one, your main squeeze, right? And he playing all the time. When you go out with him, y'all play together?
I don't know. We weird. I don't like the play together thing.
All right.
I don't like
because
that.
if he out playing, because that's what he do.
Right.
And you hang out with him, are you kind of trying to keep him from playing? Or you
nah.
out playing with him?
Well, if you
getting the crumbs that fall from the master's table.
What, a shotgun?
Yeah.
If you into your number one,
Yeah.
you better just let him do his own thing or whatever. But the safest thing to do is to let him do him, and you go back to the crib, but just don't hang out with him at all, so that you're not putting yourself in that position.
Most folks don't. You know what I mean? Most folks don't.
Yeah. I'm thinking if you got a
because you can get pulled in by the player dude.
Oh, yes, you can.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So,
I used to, a friend of mine, I used to hang with him all the time. He was a huge flirt.
Yeah.
And I find myself flirting from hanging around with him so much because that's what happens. But I think if, your significant other, that's your number one, then that other person, you need to cut them off, halfway off.
Yeah.
Or they cut them all the way off.
Right.
But they need to realize that, the other person need to realize that, hey,
Why do you keep pointing at me, yo?
I'm not pointing at you. I use my hands to explain stuff,
Well,
Chad.
sit on
Why? What I'm saying is, that person, you messing me up, man. That person that wants you to come out and play or whatever, need to realize that's your number one right there.
There you go.
And if they can't deal with that, then they need to kick rocks.
Because think of it like this. I had a partner that said to me, yo, man, we going to TGI Fridays. Right? And they had a little bar area in there. And I was like, no, son, I'm not going to TGI Fridays in the little bar area.
Right.
He was like, what's wrong with it, man? You ain't going to be doing nothing. I'm just going. No, son, I'm not going with you to TGI Fridays.
Right.
And he was like, I don't understand. Your wife like that? Your wife jealous? I'm like, no, it ain't about that.
Right.
It's about what I'm going to have to deal with in TGI Fridays.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, I ain't roll with it. So I tell him, yo, man, want to do a football game together? You know what I mean? We want to go hang out and go do some kind of function together? We can do that. But certain kind of, because I'm married, single things, I don't get down with
There
that.
it is right there. Yeah.
And that's the key issue. I don't get down with single things because I'm not single.
Right.
And I don't want no misunderstanding.
Right.
I don't want nobody to be like, I seen your husband
Right.
out at TGI Friday.
Bar with some girl all over it.
You know, and then I'm looking crazy.
Right.
And then I'm like, I look like Boo Boo the Fool. Like, it wasn't me. I'm like Shaggy, it wasn't me. I'm like, so I think you got to decide, is you going to choose the one you with, or you going to choose somebody else?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and if he your boy, he should understand that.
That's right. A bird in the hand, beat two in the bush.
Yeah. Hit this next subject, though.
The next section, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is a trip right here.
Yeah, I want to talk about this right here.
Okay, why you really don't wear a ring?
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about that. Yeah.
It seems like it's always the man that doesn't wear a ring for work reasons.
Yes, in quotes, right?
Yeah,
now, you know, because I done come across these brothers that don't wear wedding rings,
right.
And I'm like, why you know, he say stuff like, I don't wear a ring because I don't like how it sounds when it hit the keyboard at my job. What?
Nah, you ain't really hear that story.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't say that for real.
That don't even make sense right there.
I'm like, what do you mean you don't like how it sound when it scratches on the keyboard on your job?
Right.
I don't understand that. Or, you know, and it's always a guy that's telling me this story. On my job, I work on equipment, and I'm worried about my ring getting stuck because my finger gonna get cut off because they got a story about a guy who got his hand stuck in the starter and the ignition or whatever, and his hand got cut off. And I said, all right, I understand that. But when you get off work, put your ring back on.
Ring back on. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that. I don't know.
You know what? When I was living in Cleveland, my oldest brother, he had a lot of friends. He had his friends, and they would go out to the club and stuff like that. That was my first time actually experiencing watching them talking, and they were married. And I looked at, and I'll never forget it. I looked at the one guy. He had his ring. He took it off, you know, and he put it in his pocket because they was going to go to the club.
Right.
And he told the guy, he said, I got to get this thing off. I'm going to the club right now.
See?
And that was my first time. I was like, what? I know when you're married, you're supposed to have a ring going.
Right.
So why are you taking it off? You know, I didn't fully understand.
Right.
But the thought never left me in reference to that. So to me, if you married as a guy and you don't have a ring,
Right.
that's an automatic question for me.
Right.
I don't hear nothing about when my hand, I didn't gain weight, so the ring won't fit.
Right, buy another ring.
Right, buy another
Or
ring.
just resize the
Or
ring.
resize
Resize the ring, yeah.
To me, there is no, I just don't like wearing them. No, that's no excuse whatsoever. Because when you have that ring on, you sending signals to
And
me.
people say stuff like, it's not about the ring.
Right.
So then here's the issue then. Why don't, now for me, this is Bobby Harris talking now.
Okay,
I don't
Bobby
come
Harris.
across a lot of people, a lot of women without rings. I don't come across a lot of women.
Oh, no,
that's
no.
married without rings.
No, not women.
Now, Chad, do you? You come across a lot of married women without rings?
Nah, not at all.
I usually don't come across a lot of them.
No, the woman.
I mean, you in single circles, you might come across.
No, I don't come across a lot of married women without rings.
Yeah, because most married women, I'm thinking always, because they connected to the ring.
Yeah, they're the emotion, they're connected. So they're taking the ring off.
It represents something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, I see more brothers that they ain't got no rings on. I'm like, why? What's up? So I think that they're not, whoever their significant other is, that's not important to them.
Right.
They're sending that signal that it's not important.
And this thing about it, it's interesting, even in my first marriage, which, I went through, I never took my ring off. I still kept it on. Even after, she left and everything,
Right.
Since we were still sort of married, I still kept my ring on.
I was legally married.
Now, I kept my ring in my pocket, my hand in my pocket.
Right, because I'm done with that.
But I kept the ring on.
Yeah.
But I walked around with my hand in my pocket.
Well, some people actually get tattooed wedding bands. Now, Tretch, when he was married to Pepper.
Pepper, yeah.
Yeah, they had tattooed wedding bands.
Yeah, people do that a
they
lot.
had tattooed wedding bands.
That's
at
always
that
kind of
point in
strange
time.
to me too.
Yeah, man.
Why would you tattoo?
Beyonce and Jay-Z got tattooed wedding bands.
That's always amazing to me. It's always interesting. That's an interesting level. You know what I mean?
You can't take that off though. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But I think you really have to be looking at somebody's finger to see that. It's going to be more of a conversation piece than anything else, because a wedding band kind of stands out. It says wedding band.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I understand, but
I have been walking, and I've seen women walking toward me. Mm-hmm. It's one check at the eye, the other check is at the hand. And if the hand is in the pocket,
right.
That's the wrong message. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
So there are times when I'm walking, I pull the hand out the pocket.
Pull it out.
Because I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Because my ring has kept me sometimes, man. I tell you, it's done that, man. So wedding bands and stuff, I think it's real.
Mm-hmm. It's so enough. Why do you think you always need time away with the boys or with your ladies more than once a month?
Wow. Wow, that's an interesting one too.
Yeah.
I hate to. I don't know if I can speak on this as well, because I'm kind of a homebody kind of person.
Right.
So I have never been a fan of, I got to get away, like to recharge my battery.
Right.
If I get away to recharge my battery, so to speak, if that's the right word, when I go get a haircut at the barbershop, I guess that's when I recharge my battery.
Yeah.
Well, see, I always think too, you can go shoot ball or do anything,
right,
and kind of just get that breather.
Yeah, get a breather.
You know, if hanging in with the boys means you got to go to the club,
bingo,
or something like that, that's not necessarily the move, because it ain't a whole lot you gonna find at the club.
Right.
I'm not saying you gotta stay in all the time, but that shouldn't be, we're going out 2-3 times a month or something like that.
Yeah, that's
especially if you're not taking your significant other.
Yeah, that's too much.
And then why you don't never take her? That's a good point.
Yeah,
you never take her. So that's always like a red flag too.
Right.
Why you don't never take her with you?
And I'm sort of like you, Bobby. I mean, I don't go out as much with like some of my boys or something like that. Really, this right here, this talk show is sort of like some of my outlet right here.
Right.
Time away. But I think my thing is, I actually like being around my wife. So it's a difference. It ain't like I'm at home like, God, I got to get away.
True.
Like that. But like, I think like a month ago, I went out with some, old guys I used to hang out with. We just say, let's get out. It's been a year since I've been out with them because I've been so busy.
Did it feel uncomfortable?
But that's fine.
Did it feel uncomfortable? No, I mean, because we get together, we hang out, we laugh. You know, we went to a
that's
restaurant, stuff
fine,
like
though.
that.
Yeah.
Shot some.
If you with the right cats,
Yeah, you gotta
it's
be with the right
okay
cats.
because y'all gonna all want to do the similar
things.
things.
Yeah.
It ain't necessarily you going out to put yourself in a position where you're gonna be hollering at a whole lot of females.
Right.
And
now football season, I'm sorry,
yeah,
but football season, it's okay. You know, being with your significant other, your spouse, but sometimes you do need to brig out.
Oh yeah, you need
a little bit. Not all the time. I mean, try to incorporate.
Football.
But you know, if your spouse is into football, that's different.
Well, I tell you, my wife got into football.
Mine did too.
She's smart.
You know,
That's smart though.
Yeah.
So she figured out how she could stay in my circle.
In your circle, yeah.
You know, because now she might say some crazy stuff about football, but I let it ride. You know, because I'll be worshiping at the altar of football on Sundays.
Right.
You know, so, but, you know, I appreciate the fact that
Right.
she has learned a lot and is in the game. So she's still in. She's still there. So it is easy for me.
And my wife, I remember one day the Ravens was coming. That's my team right there. We're going to the Super Bowl. I just put that plug in. I'm sorry.
Y'all not going to the
Slip
Super
that
Bowl.
in right there.
Bowl.
Any,
You're not going
anyway,
to the
oh
Super
my
Bowl.
God, haters. Come on,
Let's not start.
they
Let's
hated,
not
they hated
haters.
on Jesus and they hated on Obama. But you know, I'm gonna deal with it, okay?
And they won, but the Ravens won't.
But
I'll tell you that right now.
the Ravens game was on, but I didn't have the NFL Network.
Oh.
And so I was like just walking around just like, dang, I want to see this game.
Right.
And she went got right on the phone and hooked it right up
nice.
just like
That's
that, you know.
nice.
I was like, you have to do that? No, yes, I did. I wanted to do it for you, you know.
Oh, that's
but
nice.
it's just stuff like that, you know. Whatever, you know. What I'm saying.
Oh, man.
What I'm saying
I
is,
hope your wife
Give him a hug when you get home.
Kiss him twice.
it's just that, you know, the fact that, like you said, them getting into
My wife got me NFL Network too.
Right.
You ain't the only one.
Right.
Shoot.
Right.
But I appreciate it even more because previously
NFL Network.
was a problem. Previously
I
was a
understand
problem.
where you're
You know what
coming
I'm saying? So
What about them cats, man? That in their fraternities and females in their sorority meetings and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Because they get out the house with that too now.
wow.
And you know when they go out with their little boys
What?
from the side, it's a little different. When they go out with their girls, that's a different kind of party sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wonder about that because you got branded, dude. Most of them cats get branded, man. You gotta be connected, dude. You gotta be connected. They got the tattoo on. You know, you know. Chad can't speak on it. But you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
mean, is that an excuse for you to do your stuff?
Nah.
Because they doing it at the house,
Right.
you know, or at your chapter,
Right.
Like the black and white ball. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you know,
some things going on.
You know, I'm just asking.
And then what had happened was, why isn't your spouse a part of your fantasy?
He said, "Let's just move on."
What about
Because I
that?
ain't trying to throw nobody under the bus.
Right.
Why isn't your
Yeah,
spouse
yeah.
a part of your fantasy?
Oh,
But
that's
just,
a good
but just
question,
make
Chad.
sure that when you do,
Why isn't your spouse a part of your fantasy? That's all I'm saying.
There you go. So that's another question.
Yeah.
Well, that's
We got a lot of things to talk about
right?
right here.
Why
Right.
isn't your spouse a part of your fantasy?
Right.
You know, if they number one, are you thinking about her,
Yeah.
or are you thinking about the partner that she don't know about, right? That you won't let go of. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know, so that's just a
Are
reality
the one that you met in the club or that she met in the club?
Yeah.
5 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah.
That's true. There's another one right here. Why is the wife doing the majority of the things with the kids? Wow. That's tough. I mean, like taking them to practice, you know, getting them bathed and taking them to the games, helping them with the homework and feeding them and all this type of stuff, you know. That's very important right there.
Yeah, you got to share the responsibility.
Yeah.
For
At
sure.
the end of the day, she gonna be tired.
Yeah.
You don't want her tired at
You
the
don't
end of the
Tired
day.
at the end of the day.
Because you get
Because if she tired, somebody coming up short.
Way short.
so you need to contribute to take some of the stress
Which leads to the second one,
and the
right?
pressure off, right?
Why is the wife always compromising? Right? Why is compromising mostly expected to be one way?
Right, true.
You know what I mean?
Right.
In most relationships I've come across, it's usually one way.
Yeah.
I see a wife doing a whole lot of compromising.
Yeah.
And I don't see the brother doing a whole lot of compromising.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They feel like because they pay the bills, meaning the man pays the bills, that's their compromise, I guess. But the reality is compromise got to be up here where we was talking about a minute ago. Practice, bathing kids, playing games, doing homework, feeding kids. You know what I'm saying? That's
y'all on top of all that, right?
That's what some compromise is.
Man,
I gotta be.
What?
I gotta be.
I felt like, especially when my kids were little, I ain't gonna say that on national television.
Well, I
But
you know what?
When they was little, meaning shorter than you?
When they was little, shut up, Chad.
Because they're still young. They're just not little no more.
When they were like 3 and 4 and 5 and stuff like that, I bathed them. I helped with their homework, changed their diapers, got up in the middle of the night for their bottles, grocery shopping, I did a whole 9 yards. I did everything. I cook for them. You know, I mean, just the whole 9 yards. I felt that me doing this, it helped build my connection with my daughters. You know, so that was important to me. But you know, I've seen a lot of marriages where it is unbalanced.
Yeah.
And when it's unbalanced like that, trust me, it's going to hurt you in the long run.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to have that connection.
What I think brothers got to understand that in their relationships, if you got a wife that's doing right and treating you right and being there for you, getting you NFL Network,
There you go.
right? I think you need to make sure that that she is able to recharge her battery.
It is, yeah.
And that's going to take compromise on your part.
Yeah.
Because you know most brothers get home from work, what's to eat,
Right.
shower, whatever, sleep, right? Ain't thought about her. At some point, you got to say, dude, you being a little bit selfish, and somebody got to compromise.
Right.
So then you got to make some changes with that. Is your hair color, racy attire, tattoos just to get attention or an attention getter? Even if you married? Is that what it's about? Because let me tell you my story.
Okay.
I was in a store one day and I was behind the counter. The lady behind the counter was checking me out. And checking me out, what I mean by that was she was checking me out to pay my cash.
Oh, okay.
Not checking me out.
Right, you cleared that up.
Right, I had to clear that up.
Yeah.
I know Chad was ready to step right on that. And so what happened is she had this red color in her hair. And so I said, can I ask you a question about your hair? She said, sure. I said, is the red in your hair just, is it an attention getter or is it because you just like red? She said both. Right? And so I thought about that and I said, wow, I wonder is the highlights in my wife's hair, is it to get my attention? Is it for her attention? Or is it for other folks' attention?
I think
You
that.
got me?
Well, I like to think
Right, I would like to think that.
that when you're married or in a relationship,
Yeah.
if the female goes and changes the game a little bit as far as how her hair is or something like that,
Right.
that she's trying to do it to make sure she gets your attention because there are other people that are out there that you're going to pass all the time. And if she's not trying
Oh,
to
you
stay on
changed
top
your
of
hair?
her game,
Right.
then okay, now you potentially are looking at other people, even if you're not trying to. You're going to see
But what if
people.
you didn't tell her that changing her hair was going to be important to you?
Well, you don't have to tell
Because
her.
brothers don't tell they women that they need to change their hair.
Nah.
You feel what I'm saying?
If you fat
Don't say
and you
fat.
no, if you fat,
Don't say fat. Say
I'm talking about the guy.
Oh, okay. All right.
If the guy is fat and he knows that his wife, maybe she sees certain things on TV or whatever, it's like, and she knows that that's how he was whenever
Right.
they met, then why wouldn't he go without her saying something and start to get himself together and drop some weight?
If she said something to him.
Right.
She don't have to. Why do you have to say something?
Because
not to
you
say
you
fat.
But to say nothing means that you accept me for me.
Now, see,
If you don't say anything to me and I'm getting fatter, then I think I'm all right. You can't let me get fat and don't tell me and then say, I can't believe you fat.
Okay, well, I tell you what. if you get fat
Right.
and then the loving stop, slow up,
Well, that's something.
does she need to tell you?
Do
Do you think there's something
You
happened?
need
But
to
if
tell
that's
you
the
why.
Is there something that changed?
Right. But But see,
If you ain't seen your Johnson since your Johnson seen you too fat.
Oh,
I'm just saying. Work it out.
Work it out.
look at it like
But let's
this.
go back to hair. Just hair, not fat.
Okay, we go back to hair.
So
We'll go back to hair.
if you
I'm not talking about that Kool-Aid
if
hair.
you're
That,
looking around and seeing other women with nice hair out at work, and you don't come home and say anything to your wife about her hair, do you have a right to be out there looking around? You ain't tell her.
but I'm not saying you're not out there intentionally trying to look around, but it's not like you blind. You know, if somebody come in your office and their hair
And you
looks
like the
nice,
highlights.
and their hair looks nice, you're not necessarily gonna say anything to them, but in your mind, you're like, "Oh, that's tight."
But I might
You know,
not
that's
have
a
the
high
kind of
cut.
wife that do hair like highlights.
Well, she don't
Might
have
be
to wear
it's
highlights.
natural.
Well, I mean, you can go home and you
It's
just go home.
but if you okay with it and she still keep her thing tight,
That's the key.
that's the key
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
the key right there.
Versus coming home and her hair's wrapped up every day.
Yeah,
I,
that's true.
I look at it like this, and this is true. If you look at it, every 7 years a woman reinvents herself. Okay, even
Did you
from
read that in a book?
Yeah, he ain't
This is
come
my
up with that.
theory
You know,
right
he
here.
ain't.
Your theory.
Yeah.
I like
can I
this.
break it down?
Break it down.
Okay, if you look at it from a
Baby Jesus.
7-year-old girl, from 7 to 14, she's a different person. She
Yes.
reinvents herself. Okay,
Yes.
from 7 to 21, now you're 21. Okay,
From 14
from
to
14,
21.
from 14 to
Yeah,
21.
help him with the math.
You're
That's
told-
that,
you know what I'm saying.
that Cleveland education.
You're a totally different person, okay?
Okay.
So it makes you're evolving and you're changing your styles, everything. When you hit that 28, you're almost 30. So once again, there's
For real?
another complete
For real?
change.
He's almost 30.
28, you're
right.
almost 30.
Right.
That's like
Thanks for letting us know.
Right.
That's
No
like
problem.
5'6" is
Hey,
almost 6 feet.
I'm
Right.
trying to help y'all, okay? So then when you hit that 35, from the 20
You almost
35,
40.
Right, you almost 40. But a woman continues to evolve.
So what if they don't reinvent themselves?
If you're not already reinventing yourself, then you must don't want to be married or want to be in a relationship with anybody because
Okay.
you're at a certain level when you should be at this particular level
Right,
right
you
here.
should
You know
be-
what
But
I'm
I
saying?
understand people reinventing yourself at age 40 does not mean showing everything and dressing like you
Yeah.
21.
Right, you can't
That is
regress.
not a good look.
Yeah.
And all you're going to track
Yeah, you
are
can't
dogs, and what you're going to catch
walk
are
around the body
fleas.
shop.
Understand.
And it seems like sometimes most men that we don't look at it like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not thinking on those terms,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So
that's
that's why a man could just sort of almost basically let himself go until we get to menopause. Then we feel like, oh man, I got to get this weight off. I got to build some muscle.
Rick Ross already look like he had menopause right now.
Right.
What?
Okay, the other question is, what are people bringing to the table? Are they bringing to the table what are they bringing other than sex? Because most folks, all they bring to the table is, I can put it down. You can fall in love. I can put it down. You can fall in love. Right?
That's the person you stay away from.
right.
If that's all you,
know,
got,
yeah,
that's it.
And that's really, I mean, in today's society, that's all folks talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's do
What about
this.
if you dressing to impress at work?
Yeah.
Trying to get your boss's attention to somebody else. What about
That's a
that?
problem. You know, I always ask people like this. I say, "Yo, did your husband see you this morning?" And if they stutter, I already know.
Right. She was
'Cause, you
wearing
know,
that for you, so she tried to get free lunch.
Yeah, right. Your husband should have saw you wearing that to work that day. You know. So let's do this, man. You know how we like to take tests.
Right.
You know, to gauge where individuals are in their relationship. Well, tonight we thought it'd be a great opportunity for us to assess where you may stand when it comes down to being in a healthy relationship. So grab some paper, because we're going to ask you to answer some questions, and you're going to answer yes or no. Right? And you have to be truthful. You have to keep it 100.
Keep it
in order
100.
for you to get an accurate
Keep it
assessment.
100.
All right. So the answer, so it's yes or no, and we'll give you the answers toward the end. All right. Once we add up the stuff.
You can give him time to get some piss on paper.
Yeah, I'm gonna give some time. We got to do a little
Look in
Jeopardy thing.
look in your junk drawer at the top of the dresser. There's a pencil and paper in there. You can't find it. Ask holler one of your kids to bring you up something.
There's a paper, boy.
If you feel like getting out of the bed, just call one of the kids to come pick it up.
Do. All right, good. All right, so The issue is we're gonna each read a question.
Okay.
And they get to answer yes or no.
Right.
All right.
And
yes
you got okay.
And we'll do the answer. We'll don't give them the answer up front because then they'll start lying halfway through. All right, you ready? Okay. First question is he or she supportive of things that you do? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Number 2, does he or she encourage you to try new things? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, does he or she listen when you have something on your mind?
Not at 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't. I'm sorry.
You're stupid. That's a good point, though.
Yeah.
That's a good
Does
point.
he or she understand that you have your own life too? All right, that's a good one.
Okay, yeah. Number 5, is he or she not liked very well by your friends?
Ooh,
Ouch.
that's a good one.
Do you really care?
Some folks do.
Yes, some folks
If
do.
the friends, because the friends could just be
We're not
haters.
discussing.
I'm just saying.
Number 6.
Number 6, your daddy. Does he or she text you or call you all the time?
7 says I'm too involved in different activities. Why you ain't never home? Why you?
We're not going to discuss.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to throw that brick at you too, Clay.
I'll take it.
Number 8, does he or she think you spend too much time trying to look nice?
That's you, Eric.
What?
Sorry, go ahead. You know you one of
I
them
do
pretty
not
boys.
know. I don't stay in no
Boy,
mirror.
you know you ain't even got no hair. You in the mirror. Look at you.
Right.
Look at you.
I stay in the
You
mirror.
always on Facebook.
Does he or she get extremely jealous or possessive? I'm gonna say that again. Does he or she get extremely jealous or possessive?
Yep. Number 10. Does he or she accuse you of flirting or cheating?
Number 11, does he or she constantly check up on you or makes you check in?
Why you ain't calling me?
Where you at?
Where you at?
You in the bathroom
Go
still?
ahead.
Oh man.
Number 12.
Okay, number 12. Does he or she control what you wear or how
Wow.
I look?
Yeah. Take them clothes off. Why you wearing it to work? What you doing?
Or should I say how you look?
How you look? Yeah.
They're controlling.
Don't put that on. Why you wearing that?
Does he or she try to control what you do and who you see? Why you looking over there?
What?
What you looking over there for?
Look over where? Look over there.
Stop looking that way.
What are you talking?
Who is over there? You know somebody over there? See, you all guilty. You like,
No,
you thought I was talking to you.
I know what you was doing.
You
like,
did,
what?
yeah, you did. You told on yourself right there, though,
Ain't about
dog.
telling themselves.
Yeah, you
What are
did.
talking-
Like, what?
Hey,
What number we on?
see, if you, that's why you don't know where you at.
14.
Does he or she try to keep you from seeing or talking to family and friends? Ooh.
That's some Jim Jones stuff right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Drink that Kool-Aid.
Colt.
Does he or she have mood swings?
Bipolar.
Get angry, yell at you one minute, but be sweet and apologetic the next.
Schizophrenic.
Bipolar.
You know what? You making me scream at you. Right.
Bipolar.
Wow. Does he or she make you feel nervous or makes you feel like you have been walking on eggshells? Yeah, that you got to walk on eggshells. That's a good one.
Can't say this,
That's a
can't
good
say
one.
that,
Can't say
can't do
this,
that.
can't say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Does he or she put you down, calls you names, or criticizes you?
Ooh. You just like your mama. I'm sorry.
You have to wear your hair like that again.
Right.
Does he or she make you feel like you can't do anything right or blames you for the problem?
Oh yeah, it's all your fault.
You burned it again.
Yeah, you did it.
If you would stop doing this, I wouldn't punch you.
Can't boil water.
Oh, water, oh my Lord. Does he or she make you feel like no one else would want you?
Ooh.
You know you need to stay with me.
Because don't nobody.
Because when I got you, you was boo boo the fool.
Don't nobody.
And you still boo boo the
You was
fool.
walking around without shoes when I found you.
That's crazy.
Fiona in pumps.
Number 20. He threatened to hurt you,
Ooh.
friends or family. I wish you would.
That's dangerous right there.
Does he or she threaten to hurt him or herself because of you? That's that guilt trip nonsense
That's that,
right
that
there.
guilt stuff.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah, myself.
I'm gonna cut my wrist.
Yeah.
Make sure you cut it. This.
Yeah, tell them where to cut
You
it.
gonna cut it?
If you cut your wrist, don't cut across. Cut long way, going from your wrist.
We're not trying to
towards-
go folks to know how to commit suicide.
We gonna
No,
give
if
you
that's what you want to do, I'm help you out. Quit faking.
Give you a
Don't be
list-
faking, because I'm going to think you faking.
a list of good bridges to jump off of.
Does he or she threaten to destroy your things? You know, you walk out, they come back in and tore up your stuff.
Cut your stuff up.
Yeah, cut your stuff up. Yeah.
Does he or she grab, push, shove, choke, punch, slap, hold you down, or hurt you in some type of way?
Ooh, man.
It ain't nothing but BDSM. What are you talking about? What?
What?
That's okay in some situations. What if that's what the party want?
No, we're not talking about.
I'm just saying you got to qualify that. You mean in anger?
In anger, right?
Let's say that.
In anger. What if this
Does he or
happens in
she
anger?
break or throw things to intimidate you?
Wow.
Breaking up all the dishes. You got to buy new dishes every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punching holes in the walls and stuff.
Ain't nothing but a Jewish
Right.
wedding.
Punching walls,
Right.
all that.
Does he or she yell, scream, or humiliate you in front of other people?
All right.
understand that.
So here is how you grade yourself.
Okay.
Give yourself 1 point for every no you answered to numbers 1 through 4. 1 point for every yes response for numbers 5 through 8. And 5 points for every yes to numbers 9 and so on.
Below, Ray. Below.
Right? Now that you finish, you have your score. The next step is to find out what it means.
Sounding real remedial right now.
Because I'm distracted because Eric over here looking at me like I'm crazy. All right? So total your score. So here's the issue.
PGs.
All right? PG school. All right. Give yourself 1 point for every no
Okay.
you answered to numbers 1 through 4.
Okay.
1 point for every yes response for numbers 5 through 8. And 5 points for every yes you answered to numbers 9 and so on. Now that you finish your score, next step is to find out what it means. Simply total your score and see what categories you belong in.
Okay.
All right, so if you have like a 1, that means you don't have no issues at all. You don't have any issues at all.
Right.
You're pretty good.
Good.
If you have a 3 or a 4,
2 to 3.
a 2 or a 3, I'm sorry,
Uh-huh.
you have potential warning signs.
Right.
Right? And if you have a 4 or a 5, you could potentially have an unhealthy relationship.
You need some counseling.
Need some counseling. Meaning you got a whole lot of 5s. You notice the ones down at the bottom down there?
Yeah.
Beating, slapping, and hitting, and intimidating, and breaking dishes, and all that.
Yeah.
That's a sign that you
Yeah.
have an unhealthy relationship.
Yeah.
You know, and this is serious because
It is.
do it together.
Right.
And I know it's going to be tough, but if you answer these questions and you got potential warning signs or you have an unhealthy relationship, this is the opportunity for you to talk.
And I think if you do it together as well,
Yeah.
it gives both parties an opportunity to look at themselves, not just look at the other person, because sometimes it's things on there that you may not necessarily realize
Right. That's
that
exactly
you're
right.
doing or not doing that are an issue or, that play into that unhealthy relationship.
I knew I had an unhealthy relationship when I grabbed a woman and shook her. And shook her and shook her. Like, shaking baby syndrome. I knew I was in an unhealthy relationship. I knew at that moment I had to get out of that relationship.
It's because she made you that mad.
She made me that mad.
Yeah.
Now, I grew up in a house where my mom and daddy broke dishes all the time.
Right.
And cussed each other out from both sides of the house.
Both
You know what I
sides.
mean? Yeah, both sides of the house. You see the doors slamming, screaming. So for me, it wasn't as abnormal
Right.
to me.
Okay.
Because to me, that's how you talk. You're not listening to me, right? But that's not healthy.
Nah.
That was unhealthy. And she came from a background where there was some abuse also.
Right. Wow.
So she wouldn't have no problem scratching me. She didn't have no problem fighting. She didn't have no problem with that. and then I didn't either because I thought this is how you relate with each other. Because I came from a crazy background.
Right.
So I realized at that moment I'm in an unhealthy relationship, and I had to cut it. I couldn't take it no more.
Your new mail is in. Your
Yes.
new mail.
What's the mailbox?
So,
Mailbox?
got a mailbox
All right.
question.
Here
Here it
Want me to
comes.
read it? Does it damage the relationship when you choose to hold things in that may be bothering you in order to keep the peace? That's a good one.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to let it out. And if you can't, that's mine. What you doing? I'm sorry, y'all.
I think you got to pick and choose your battles on that.
Yeah, you got to pick and choose.
You know, because everything you're not necessarily just going to put out there. You might have to pick and choose the time or place that you talk about something. Because sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Right, yeah.
You know, that creates an issue. I'm not.
You know what I found
That's true.
out, though?
That's true.
I found out that if you start a pattern of holding it in, you will live a pattern of holding it in. You know what I mean? And I understand what you're saying.
Sure.
Place and time.
Yeah.
But you got to decide to yourself, as soon as we get back home, I got to tell her about what she said to me in February 21. Because that wasn't cool.
Yeah.
Because if you don't...
But what if you angry and now you got to go back to, what was that, question number 23?
Yeah, 23
You know,
was...
You know, so sometimes when I say pick and choose your times, you know, you might need to go and chill out or go work out, shoot
Exactly.
ball or something, and get your
Exactly.
head right before you deal with certain situations.
You know what I realized too? When you hold stuff in, it builds, right?
Yeah.
And then when the spigot is open, all that stuff you hold in runs out. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be one thing, like they didn't cook today, and that's your spigot today. And then because you've been holding stuff in, and then you just let them have it.
Right.
And they like looking at you like,
Yeah.
that was 3 weeks ago. What are you talking about?
right,
Why are you still screaming about that? You had a problem. Why you didn't tell me you didn't like it when I picked up your shoes or what? Whatever. So you have to be mindful of that.
Yeah, you got to deal with stuff as it happens. Because holding stuff is like when you hold stuff, it's like basically like carbon monoxide that's building up inside of you, and it's going to destroy you. And even just the stress of holding it in will damage your body. You know, and people don't realize that. They
Have a heart attack.
Yeah,
High blood pressure.
Why is my blood pressure going? It's because
Stress.
you holding things that you need to let out, and you don't have to always let it out in a big blurt and bomb somebody out. You know, because you could be wrong. There's a possibility that you're wrong in your assessment.
That's right.
So you got to get an understanding. What did you mean by what you said? Because it sounds like you said it this way, but I'm trying to figure out what did you mean by it. And they may like, no, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry if you took it that way. And that could be the end of it right there. You have an
That's exactly
understanding. But if you go off on somebody, then they're going to retaliate.
Yeah, and we're not going to get to the root
And you
of
never
what's
get to the
going
root of the
on.
problem.
Yeah, we're not gonna
Right.
do that. We're not
So,
gonna do that. So I don't think it's smart. And I
Not
think
good
it
at all.
can potentially damage your relationship
Right.
if you start holding things in. I don't think that's ever good. Because that significant other that you're planning on marrying potentially should be somebody you can talk about anything. So you need to be able to say, look, I got some things I need to get off my chest. And, you know, I wrote a song, you want to hear it, here it go. You know what I mean? And then just say what's on your mind.
Right.
And let it ride with that. You know?
your relationship should be so even if you feel like your spouse is picking away, you should be able to say, sweetie, you know, we need to go to the gym.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and
let's
they'd be
go.
like, I know I'm picking
Let's
away.
go.
Yeah, you know, I know I'm picking up a little bit too. Let's go to the gym.
Yeah, let's go.
It shouldn't be where they just get offended and be like, you know what? Forget
So
you.
you don't have to tell them they look like a Twinkie.
No, you don't say it. Not you don't do that. You
No,
don't-
I'm saying it's the way to say it. It's the way
Right, it's the way to say it. You don't even say the word Twinkie. You don't even
Right,
say
right,
that.
right. Well, listen, let's
Honey,
move on, man.
honey bun,
I think we answered it.
a
I
bowl
think
of
we all
potato
right.
salad. What
So let's do the contest, man.
slab of
Let's get the
ribs.
contest toward the end. Hopefully we
Contest.
help some folks, man.
Yeah,
we did.
You know, because there are a lot of bad and unhealthy relationships
Yeah.
out there.
They're your number one.
And don't think just because y'all talk about it that's the answer to the question.
Right.
You know, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some patience.
Oh yeah.
It's going to take some endurance. And so feel free to have more conversation about it. All right, let's go to the contest.
All right.
ahead, Eric.
Check it out. All right, we got this new contest in place, and this contest is hot. So
new.
listen up.
It's not new.
I know, sir. I'm new, Bobby.
Okay,
I'm
you're
new.
new.
I'm reinventing myself.
You retarded.
You must be a follower of the show to qualify for this contest, right? Go to www.spreaker.com, sign up with your email address, type in off the cuff in the search box, and then click on the follow button. that will make you a part of the OTC University family, right? We will be choosing a winner each week, and that winner will be put into a drawing to win a $50 Visa gift card. Now, if we call your name as one of the weekly winners, you have 1 week from today we call your name to respond. If we do not hear from you within a week, you forfeit your eligibility to win the $50 Visa gift card. But you still qualify for the grand prize drawing now, okay? We will be choosing the winners of the $50 Visa gift card every first Sunday of the month.
We just giving away money.
Yeah, we just giving it away.
Good
You know, Obama won. We just giving it away.
Right.
All right, but hold on. All right, there's even more to this contest, and my man here, Lil Chad, gonna come and tell you about the big surprise we got planned. Take it away, Chad.
I'm gonna tell you about the Obama dollars in a minute.
Take it away.
Now, every 3 months, of course, you all know that the Visa gift card winners, which have been in the drawing, will have the opportunity to be guest hosts on the show with the men of Off the Cuff. Now, that being said, y'all know how we roll here on the show, so don't come with thin skin. We're going to get it in, and we're going to have a good time.
Yeah, not that thin skin.
So be ready when you come to the Off the Cuff.
Don't be short.
Set for us to keep it 100 and have a good time. Now, the grand prize winner will be chosen. And so whenever you people get registered, if you want to be a part of what we do and things of that nature, past winners, of course, they're going to be included in the contest as well, as long as they claim their prizes, things of that nature. So we're going to get ready to pick a little something
We got to pick
out
somebody
here in a moment. So you all just hold fast.
Okay, here we go. Got a
and we're
winner
going to
right
let
there.
you know what's going on. We got Rosa R. Bell.
Rosa Bell.
RRB. Rosa R. Bell.
All right, Rosa
is
R.
the
Bell.
winner of the $50 gift card for this week. Talk to us.
Talk to us.
Let us know what it's
back,
all
Rosa.
about.
Yeah.
Now, the best way for you to contact us is either you can email us at men@offthecuff@yahoo.com or give us a ring. Tell you what. Matter of fact, just go to the website.
Yeah.
And contact us through the website. That might be the easiest thing for you to do. Go to the website, men-off-the-cuff. Men-off-the-cuff.com is the website. Go to the website, hit us up on contact us, and let us know that Rosa, that you got your prize. Or you can just shoot us an email at men@offthecuff@yahoo.com. All right.
Hit me up, Rosa.
Hit us up, Rosa.
Want to hear from and people. I just want to throw this in. Go to the website and like us on Facebook.
Please.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yes.
Go to the website, like us on
We need that.
Facebook.
Get out of here. So until next week.
All right, meet us back here, same place, same time.
Where we keeps it real.
Right.
God loves it.
Say all your part.
And we out.
We out.
If you had jumped in and said something, I was going to bash you. That's why I was just looking at it. Wait.
You about to drink my juice, man. This is my juice. This was specially made for me.
It's off the cuff. It's off the cuff. It's off the cuff. Yeah. It's off the cuff. It's off the cuff. It's off the cuff. It's off the cuff.
This is God ordained. Get in position, cause we on a mission, fulfilling this vision, releasing contention in this God we praise. The one who keeps us from falling, receiving this faultless. Who that man is awesome. You see, it's every day we celebrate. Right now it's time for us to elevate. So get your hands up, cause Hosanna's great. And see, they call it off the cuff because we tailor-made.
Off the cuff. Off the cuff. Yeah. Off the cuff. Off the cuff. Yeah.
This has been an IBG production.